I'm here in the West Garden and I just finished planting some squash that I'm growing in this area from seed. I want to talk to you about how incredible, oh, there's a little toad there. I was going to show him to you on the camera, but I think I'll just let him go. Anyways, there you go. That's part of the beauty right there. The experience of gardening. It's something that every single human on earth should be doing. And I'm not coming at you from some whatever kind of save the earth and all the rest of that. Whatever happens, happens. I'm not promoting any kind of agenda. I'm only talking about how it makes you feel. And hey, that could be one of the reasons right there, that you're doing your part to help humanity to actually survive these dark times that we're living through and probably going to die through. So, getting back to the point is how it makes you feel. Yes, it can make you feel good about doing your part, but I'm talking about the visceral experience of getting your hands dirty. I'm wearing these gloves because I'm being swarmed by mosquitoes and black flies, and so this helps to prevent them biting. Otherwise, well, you've probably seen how dirty my hands are in plenty of my other videos. Now, the thing is, it doesn't have to be on some large scale where you've got gardens all over some big property. It can just be growing one thing in a pot. If you're in an apartment, you have to have a window unless you're in some kind of place I don't even want to think about. Hey, if you're stuck in a place without any windows, you've got to have lights. Well, then you can grow by light. Grow a little herb in a pot. It could be whatever your favorite herb is. Cilantro, parsley, whatever, anything. Basil. I've already shown you how to grow some Thai basil. So it can be something that small. But you have to do it to get the experience, to get the feeling. And part of it is starting from seed, as I'm doing here. Some of my stuff I grow from seed first indoors. I'll get them started. Here you can see some of them that are out getting rained on. And there's a few squash in there too. I grow some from seed. Well, they're all from seed. I'm just saying I plant some here in the ground from seed and I start some indoors earlier first. But I grow things all year long indoors. There's just an extra requirement for me because I'm trying to be completely self-sufficient. One day soon, I will never go to the grocery store for anything at all. Well, I don't know about soon, but one day. There's a few things that are going to take a long time to be self-sufficient on. But I'm working on it. I'm working toward a goal. Anyways, I want to show you something further down in the garden that's just so beautiful. It's right beside the camera, but I don't have a camera person, so let me fix that up and show you. This is the fastest growing chestnut that I've ever grown. American chestnut, of course. If you've seen my chestnut videos, this is one of the many children that I'm growing from the Miracle Sisters chestnut tree back deep in the forest. This tree is only 1 year old, and in its second growing season, we're in there's a week and a half left. It's May 20th. And the growing season didn't start that long ago, and yet it has already grown this much. It's just incredible. It really is amazing. I think that by the end of this growing season, this chestnut tree is going to be the tallest of any of my offspring from the Miracle Sisters tree, even though there are others that are 5 years older. This is just, wow, I'm so blown away. And I think the reason why is because of this spot where I've planted it here in the West Garden. This used to be part of the forest, but it was too close to the house, and it was primarily Scots pines. Can you see those two large stumps over there that I'm pointing at? Those were massive Scots pines, and there are others as well that I've been actually managing to remove. And unfortunately, Scots pine is an invasive species. But at any rate, by converting this forested area into garden, I've exposed this beautiful, fertile soil that was created by nature. And so, is it any wonder that this chestnut tree is just growing like I can't believe? It's just so happy here. Obviously, I'm doing my best to take care of it, as I am with all of them. But I think it's getting a boost from being here in this forest soil. There's one more thing I want to talk about, getting back to the main theme, and that is about the feeling of gardening. And growing trees is gardening just as well as growing food, even though someday this will be producing food for me. Chestnuts. I want to take you to another chestnut tree now to tell you about something incredible. This is one of the chestnut trees from a prior year. This is from 2 years ago. Here's the amount that it has grown so far this year. There's a bit of a difference, isn't there? But it's still doing very well. I was here a couple days ago tending to this one and adjusting this netting that I have around it to protect it from the deer. And when I reached in to adjust it, to pull out any leaves that were growing through the holes in the mesh, when I touched the leaves, as I'm doing right now, I felt a surge of energy. I can't describe it to you adequately, but I responded to that feeling by wishing to see this tree mature. I just suddenly had this urge, this feeling of desire to see this tree grow big. And now that I'm talking about it, I wouldn't mind eating some of those chestnuts, but that did not come to mind. All I thought was, I want to see this tree big. And it was this feeling of wanting to feel that satisfaction of knowing that what I'm doing by planting all of these chestnuts, like the ones behind me there, and there's another there, and they're all over, of course. To see them reach maturity, to know that what I'm doing will make a difference. Obviously, in this case, I'm talking about an endangered species on the brink of extinction that hopefully in my forest oasis will be making a strong comeback. Only time will tell. But this gets us back to my earlier message about even if you are in that dark apartment that doesn't even have windows, to grow an herb in a pot and have it under a light bulb and get that same feeling when you are trimming off some of it to eat, to add to a meal, whatever. Depends on what you're growing. You'll have that same feeling. But it's important to start it from a seed, as I do here with all of my chestnuts, or from a cutting, as I did for this pear tree, for example. To know that you are the source of its biogenesis. You are the creator of that life. Well, maybe not the creator, but the instigator. It's a powerful feeling. And that's what I want for everyone. That's why I think every one of us needs to be a gardener, even if it's just that one potted plant. But you are the instigator of it. You planted the seed. You grew it from a cutting and rooted it so that you feel that same feeling that I have within my entire domain. So much here is growing as a result of my work. And it's such a feeling of joy. And to have that to look forward to wait to see. Some of my persimmons are getting to the size now that maybe next year I'm finally going to actually have some fruit on them. I've been waiting for years. And if it's not next year, it'll be the year after. It'll just make them taste even sweeter when they finally come. I hope that that inspires you if you aren't already growing something from scratch. Do it. You've got nothing to lose. And what a feeling to gain.